releases endorphins.
Is,
And people with
Releases
endorphins don't kill their husbands.
is that really a health benefit of eating ass, though? We got to start a record.
Yes.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Welcome to What's Left podcast on the Derealization Nation Media Network.
I can't afford Mountain Dew! Okay? The economy's rough right now! Obama!
Miners, I love miners.
And now, your hosts.
Hey, that's us. It's John. It's Jake. It's Brad. It's the Derealization Media Network. This is the What's Left podcast. You are the Derealization Nation. Thanks for watching, listening, liking, sharing, subscribing. We got another great episode for you. This one, it's going to be a lot of fuck 12, a lot of anti-cop stuff. So, if you're a big fan of Back the Blue, maybe turn it off or don't, get fucking worked up. I don't give a shit. Not my life. You do you. Anyway. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start here though by talking about what's going on with the war. It is hot right now. There's a lot of back and forth. Strike. Iran. Last strike was Iran striking Bahrain and Kuwait for the second time. So we're now at like 4 back and forth. Oddly enough, not affecting the market at all. We are minutes away, I'm sure, for an announcement from the White House since the market opens at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So sometime between now and then, we will see something from the White House. We know that we've all seen this fucking doom loop play out about 1 billion times. So we know that's coming. So the part that I want to talk about though, is this piece with Lebanon, right? So the sticking point here with Lebanon, is that they say that Israel says that Hezbollah must be disarmed. Now, the problem with that, among many other things, is that this agreement that they came to with the Israeli government is essentially giving up the entirety of South Lebanon, agreeing to Israel's security zone. Now, if you think that maybe you've heard about an Israeli security zone before, it's because you've probably heard something about a little place called Palestine, which is the real, like, the territory that Israel Nakba to exist in. Like, they kicked people out of Palestine to create Israel, and a lot of those people ended up in southern Lebanon. And so you have this history between this and this region goes back, and it all begins and ends with Israel, as you might imagine. The creation of Israel created tension within southern Lebanon to begin with. Hezbollah really shows up in the late 80s. There's a lot of civil war in Lebanon between Palestinians forced out of their homes and Lebanese people for years. Hezbollah is aligned with Iran because most of them live in Shia Muslims a lot of them lived in southern Lebanon. Throughout the civil war, a lot of them felt disaffected and were easily recruited by the IRGC to fight Israel because Israel had been in Lebanon since the 70s. So what I'm trying to get at is that Hezbollah has become integrated completely within Lebanese society. It is a portion of the Lebanese government. So to say that when you hear the narrative, like the Lebanese government made a commitment, but Hezbollah didn't, like that, they're the same. Like Hezbollah owns many seats in the parliament of Lebanon, right? They used to have more. They lost a lot of seats recently. They were losing power and steam, and that's why Israel was so keen to start this war in the first place. It's not about Hezbollah. It's not about Lebanon. This real war has always been and always is between Iran and Israel. It's a regional struggle for power between these two entities. And whereas Israel creates security centers by genociding entire nations and putting their military in them, pushing people out, Iran sends money, weapons, aid, assistance, and defense that way to different resistance groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and Yemen. So when Israel said that they needed to disarm Hezbollah, that was their poison pill. And when Iran said that they needed to end the conflict in Lebanon. That was their poison pill. This war is going to go on with or without the United States, basically, at this point. We are the uh, outside looking in. Things are split among the Lebanese people. Some people will tell you that everyone loves it. Some people will tell you that everyone hates it. Both are misreads of the entire situation. While there are some that like it and some that don't, my opinion is that it's more people are angry at the Lebanese government than are with the Lebanese government at this point. More people, Hezbollah is growing in popularity again. That much is factual. And so I think I just, we're not going to get out of this thing anytime soon, is what I'm driving at here. And we can't keep talking about the Lebanese people like they're all just terrorists. That's just not true. And Hezbollah is not just a terrorist organization. It's part of the Lebanese society. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be grouped in inside America as what the current administration represents. So to say that every citizen is in support of the way the Lebanese government has handled the situation is obviously an asinine statement to make. But the same thing with Palestine and Gaza, they have pretty much labeled anyone that exists there as a terrorist.
Yeah.
And that's how they justify just blindly murdering children.
Yeah. Scary part here is that they've set up, just like in the security zone in Palestine and Gaza. Now Gaza is 65% controlled by the Israeli army. And that all started with a little security zone. They used to call it mowing the grass before October 7th, where they would just randomly bomb inside the border to push the Palestinian people back away from the border. And it was all Hamas, 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 but not every person is Hamas. And even then, if you are constantly attacking a country, expect there to be resistance. Just that's just you can't expect to just lay down their arms.
You can only firebomb my house so many times before I'm all right, guys.
Yeah, that's
right,
it.
dude.
That's it.
I'm gonna fucking start shooting back now.
Exactly. It is literally that, though, because you see the pictures of little Palestinian kids throwing rocks at tanks. It is a disproportionate. This is a nuclear superpower in the Middle East. It is a disproportionate power system by a long. It's not even close. So this is this has been my drum that I've been beating since the beginning of this thing. They're doing to Lebanon what they're doing to Gaza. Now there is a yellow line in Gaza, the same kind of yellow line that exists in Palestine, where it's basically invisible, consists of these concrete buoys that they move in the middle of the night. Anybody that goes beyond it, even some little kids playing, gets shot. It's an excuse to kill people. It's an excuse to continue bombing. And it's being presented as some kind of big win that Lebanon, the government of Lebanon, part of the government of Lebanon, has come to agreement with Israel. In reality, what it is Lebanon has been sold to the Israeli people. They have given up southern Lebanon to, protect the rest of Lebanon. And anybody who tells you anything what do you hear all the time about Russia? You can't give Russia Ukraine because Ukraine would because they would want the rest of Europe. Well, that is all the more true for this far more genocidal maniac in Netanyahu as it is of Putin. It is exactly the same situation times 10. If you think for 1 second that they're just going to be okay, well, that's security zone. We got what we wanted. Good enough. You haven't seen the map of Greater Israel. All right. And
right.
You're not,
you just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. It goes into Egypt. It's all of Syria. They're not, this is the beginning. It's not the end.
It's probably Kushner's profile pic on LinkedIn.
Yeah, if you need to see it, you know what I mean? If you don't believe me, just listen to what Israeli leadership says. Just listen to what they say. Because they're telling on themselves.
Dude, Ben Gvir wants everyone dead.
Yep. Everyone. And the houses leveled, inhabitable. That's what they want. They want it to look like Gaza. All right, let's Now, I promised some cop hate, but I've got to give some context for where we're at. So we talked about the DSA wins. In New York's 13th, Daralizia Chevalier was probably the most left candidate. She was most exciting to me. I said, this is great. She stood 10 toes down on not giving in on the carceral system, on the police system, these racist systems that have existed in our society since the beginning of time, our time, 250 years, since the slave patrols. This is something that has always needed to be addressed, but is always uncomfortable because, you've got to be the law and order candidate because Fox News says so. And so she stood 10 toes down in this interview, and liberals freaked out, literally freaked out. I'm going to play this clip from Pod Save America. You guys know who the Pod Save Bros are? Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. Well, in case the audience doesn't, I guess, let me just say that these are former Obama speechwriters and staff members who have been doing a podcast to Save America for several years. And I think I would say that they've failed miserably. But, generally speaking, these would be people who, the liberals we would consider allies. Well, here he is freaking out about a win in a Democratic primary, Daralizia.
Problem. She has not apologized for attending an anti-Israel rally on October 8th, 2023, a rally that was condemned by Zoran Mamdani, AOC, and Brad Lander. The other problem I have, she sat for an interview with the New York editorial board last week where she said she's against all deportations. She's for open borders because, quote, bordering is a very modern construct, actually. She wants to abolish prisons and refused to say, when asked, she got 4 different chances on this, refused to say that a convicted murderer should be sentenced to any jail time at all. Maybe she turns over a new leaf in Congress and her voting record doesn't match some of these more extreme positions. I hope so. But I think the reason I bring this up is because when Democrats get questions about this, I think the answer is easy and important to give, which is that she currently holds a range of views that go from moronic to abhorrent. And not only are those views not aligned with most Democrats in the country, nearly all Democrats in the country, actually most elected Democratic socialists, but I don't even think they align with a lot of the people who probably voted for her. So
a lot of the people that voted for her, they're just fucking idiots, guys. How do you they're just so fucking stupid they don't even know what they want. How about that for some squishy liberalism? Jake, what do you think?
If you think she's actually going to be able to abolish prisons, a little bit crazy. I don't know why we fixate on those ones. She's actually going to accomplish that in her time here. But I don't know. It's weird seeing. Well, I guess I'm not surprised of seeing they're just drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
who's not these days.
He's definitely protecting the institutions that get him paid for sure. And the other thing is I'll talk a little bit about how that last piece about the no murder should go to prison is a little disingenuous because he's kind of taking her quotes out of context or whatever. But
I didn't take that one seriously. I don't think anybody should. When they say something like that,
the question
a lot
is
of this stuff, you always have to know the context of the entire interview, the entire thing. No one actually goes back and looks and checks.
No,
unless you're a true fan. You know what I mean? Because no one cares enough.
Just the way he was
believe it.
The manner in which he was freaking out and just saying the answer's easy and you should just you just have to scream and yell and say I don't believe in any of this, just the high pitched freak out pearl clutching. Brad, what'd you think?
He's abolish prisons, we make money on those. How dare you, dude?
How will Palantir make money?
Right, yeah, how will the private prison industry continue to succeed?
Next, you're going to tell me you're against Geo Group. What? That's crazy. Cory Booker will be broke.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, it's ridiculous. And the reason it's ridiculous, too, is because, the abolish police, abolish prisons, these ideas, when they're borne out if like talked about are very popular. They're very popular with people who experience the system. Not with Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau lives in an expensive gated community, I'm sure. I'm sure the cops wave to him. I'm sure that they protect his house, and I'm sure that they've never bothered him. But for the rest of us poors, the cops are an inconvenience, a harassment often, and rarely help you out if you actually have a problem. And especially in this point, and then they go on in the same thing to start talking about how the base of the Democratic Party is the black voters, which is true. But then they accuse her of not having talked to the black voters in her community, even though they overwhelmingly voted for her. And that is the basis of democratic socialism is the DSA is that they do grassroots campaigning. They literally went door to door and talked to all of these people about these things. These things matter to people, especially like the deportations and stuff. Like, yeah, maybe her position is further than you would like it to be, but you need a couple of those. Jake, how many times have I told you that we need like a couple of full-fledged communists, like 10 or 15 full-fledged communists in Congress just to balance the fucking thing out?
Yeah, why not? Just add
Why
some
not?
fun to it.
For sure. But like this comes in a week too. Like this, you will never hear them talk about any of these stories.
I want everybody to know that she was a very thoughtful and caring person. She's a person who cared so much about relations and cares so much about you getting along with family reunions, family gatherings. She always gave these special hugs, and she would pick anyone up when she's hugging them. She was just a very caring and loving person, like Pelasni. And I really do wonder how many more times this person have to be killed and murdered for us to continue to do the right thing for justice and for peace. Justice for all should mean justice for the people of color. They should not be able to still walk and have a badge and get paid on leave. We should be able to get justice, and we should be able to be at peace and grieve peacefully as a family. They released a video trying to justify the action of the cops. Not once did they comfort the family publicly. They never even made a public apology. When we were in the hospital, it was several cops outside of the hospital as we couldn't even see our deceased aunt. We couldn't see her. But we were outside locked at the hospital for hours. Once we got in, we couldn't see her. The police were still standing at the door that we were at waiting in. They haven't been treating us well at all. No respect, at least. No remorse. No empathy.
Sociopathic psychos, bro.
That's it, dude. So much power held in that little badge. They feel so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, just no accountability. Obviously, they made a mistake, but there will be zero accountability.
Zero. Just today, or yesterday, I think it was, they had the funeral for 1-year-old Cohen Wiley, the 1-year-old kid who the police shot in a Walmart parking lot because allegedly somebody stole some groceries.
Some diapers.
Some diapers. And then you have 19-year-old Kadir Williams, I believe it is. I've lost my notes. But anyway, he's a 19-year-old young man. He was shot in the back. Here's his father.
They put him in the back. After they shot my son, they handcuffed my son, dragged my son to the police car, put him in a police car, and took my son. So there was a shooting, a kidnapping. What was it? A shooting, a kidnapping. And I don't know what happened to my son from the ride here all the way up to Wilmington Hospital. Oh yeah, and they picked up shell cases. Their shell cases.
So he did have a gun?
Nobody knows. This is what they saying.
That's what they saying.
This is what they saying.
But nobody got that on footage or nothing.
That's what they saying. They saying they found out. That's what they saying. He had a gun or whatever. But my thing is, if he had a gun, and you see him have a gun, why you ain't shoot him in the front? Why you shoot him in the back?
He wasn't a threat at that point. They got to shoot him in the back.
They got footage. People got footage. Community got footage out here. He was running from a dog. Police overstepped that boundary. He was running from a dog.
But they had police dogs out here?
Nah, it was a community dog. I guess a community dog had got loose and my son was running from a dog, and I guess simultaneously the police had pulled up on what was going on. My son took off, I guess, from what they saying. But I just don't understand how my son gets shot in the motherfucking back.
Yeah,
2
that's
times.
crazy. Oh, he got shot twice in the back. 3 times?
Son got shot in the back 3 times. Never heard nothing from nobody. Never talked to a police officer. Never talked to a white coat. Never done nothing. Nobody ever came and said anything to me. Only thing they was giving me a whole bunch of bullshit runaround. The community is saying something different than what the police officer gave me. Make it make sense to me.
Community says none of that happened. None of what the police said happened. Go ahead.
Yeah, big 2A guy here, big Second Amendment guy here. Having a gun in the United States of America isn't a crime worthy of being shot.
No,
Possessing a firearm is not a crime worthy. Like, even if he had a gun, you're allowed. This is America.
Yeah,
this is a fucking America.
Again, unless he's brandishing it, like even if it was illegal, it's not worthy of execution.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't get it.
No.
And now we're shooting people in the back.
Another 19-year-old black kid in the back. In the back. That's, I don't know. In my gym, there's a shrine to the police, basically, with a bunch of shit. And a lot of their t-shirts have just IDF. It's all IDF garbage and shit. Clearly that here in Pittsburgh. But they have one of the quotes that comes up a lot is that something about like the quote from the Bible, something about like the guilty man never runs or something. And like that is an insane thing to think. You are an armed militant walking the streets of the city. Like it's hard not to run from you. It's hard not to run from you, especially if you've ever had to interact with police. And we interact with police for a variety of reasons, most of them societal.
Bro, they are willing to shoot you in the back.
Yeah, right.
Like, what do you mean? I'm not excited. Like, I'm not thrilled to interact with. They're willing to shoot you in the back.
It is far less common for a white person to experience this, but it is not unheard of. It's not unheard of. You definitely are not safe with cops. You're not.
No, police do not stop crimes. They report crimes. They report on crimes.
They listen to
cops don't stop robberies.
Crimes.
Yeah, they don't stop robberies. They don't. You know what I mean? They
don't do dick shit. Quite frankly,
no. They hand out tickets.
No. Jake, thoughts?
They suck.
They suck.
Cops not good.
Yeah.
Good. Provide. Right not to. Why do you need it down? Okay. You break it, I swear to God.
What do you require? What? She's on that side. What? Why? These like wound pictures.
So this woman who just had her window broken in by the police is, as you can see, an elderly white woman whose crime was handing stuff out to the homeless. And as they left that event, they were stopped by the police who wanted to see her ID for some reason. And she, within her constitutional rights, refused and had her window busted by moron police officers. Tell me what they're protecting again.
This is what I mean. We've given up too many constitutional rights. We've given up too many constitutional rights by letting them police the streets like they do.
Yeah.
Like,
I just wonder, like, does Jon Favreau acknowledge that this is the experience of the black community with police officers? This is the experience of people, regular everyday people with police? Like, the conversation that she wants to have is real. It needs to happen. And people know that. And they don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, abolish the fucking police, because you know what it's going to change in my life? Not a goddamn thing. I am not going to be any less safe. Jon Favreau might be a little less safe. But me personally, I'm going to be the same amount of safe. I'm probably going to stress out a little bit less. Because I don't, know.
Yeah.
Why
I don't
what?
know if there's. Do you feel comfortable when cops come anywhere near you? Like, I
No.
don't think there's ever a time where a cop were to show up in any setting for me. Even we had a training, like a safety training. They were armed and like brandishing their guns, like nothing, like in the school to give a talk. And I'm like, you're making me uncomfortable, dude. Like, we're here to talk about fire safety, and you're like full on just out and about with it. I don't know. I've never felt comfortable around them. We're safe around them.
No, not me, certainly. I mean, I people will tell you, I mean, rightfully so, like a lot of my run-ins with the law were because I was breaking the law, and I will take responsibility for that. And that is the truth. But at the same time, these cops didn't stop me. The cops never actually actively caught me doing anything and let me get away with more shit than they should have too. I mean, so they weren't doing their job there either. But not making it about me. But my own experience with cops is probably less valid than yours because you've been a law-abiding citizen. But
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know. I don't want to. I can't talk too much about it because, like, you know,
Mhm.
there's in my instances, most of my runs, but not all.
So what we're saying here is guilty or not guilty, cops do not make you feel safe.
No, and they
No
actually
matter
don't
what.
do anything to make you safer. Like they don't.
No.
Recidivism rates are still high. The racial disparity in prison is ridiculous. The percentage of Black Americans in general in the U.S. population is 13%, but the people who are a person in jail who are Black are 37%. The percentage of people serving life or life without parole or virtual life sentences, which is torture, by the way, are Black 48%. The arrest rate is almost double for Black Americans to white Americans per 100,000. Yearly arrests of Black Americans is 1.99 million plus. And the percent of people on parole or probation or poor Black is 30%. So to say that the base of the Democratic Party, I mean, doesn't agree with someone who they voted for, like, I just don't know how you could how you could treat people like that. How about this?
Shocking video shows a Buckeye police officer strike a pregnant woman in handcuffs.
Knock it off. Do you understand me? You are here because you're an ass.
Body camera footage capturing the moments right before the punch to the face.
Let go! Let go!
Yeah.
They feel all powerful with that fucking badge, man. It's crazy.
All that we are saying is that you have to address this. You are punishing people for the social issues that capitalism creates. You have to give people the opportunity to live a different life or take some responsibility for what happens and not just sick the fucking police on them and throw them in fucking prison. That's the point. And that's well past our time. So let's wrap it up there. Jon, Jacob, Brad here. Thank you guys for another great job this week of pushing our stuff out there into the algorithm because we have been fighting it quite a bit lately and we had a good week across all socials. So thank you guys for all of that. We appreciate everything that you do to make this a reality because without you, it's nothing. It's just us talking into the wind. So we appreciate all that. So until next time, I'm Jon.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
On Sundays on this show, we used to do conspiracy theories, and then we stopped because reality is stranger than fiction. But I just want to make sure that everyone knows they're selling children on Vinted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's real.